It was Easter Sunday. Dawn had only just begun to lift itself over the city. Somewhere lilies were being carried into church. Somewhere a priest was lifting bread with tired hands. Somewhere someone who had slept through rough was waking cold under a thin blanket in a church porch. And on the screens, the old empire was speaking again. Open the fucking strait, he says, you crazy bastards. On Easter morning, the day we dare to say that death does not have the final word. The day the women came running from the tomb, breathless, half afraid to trust their own joy. And there it is. The old beast still roaring. Not with horns and heads. Not rising from the sea, but from the glow of thorns, from podiums and flags, from the mouth of a man who has learned that fury sounds like strength to frighten people. And I looked, and there before me was a throne, not in heaven at first, here, in the theatre of power, in the Pax Americana. The old Roman peace with newer weapons, a peace held together by aircraft carriers, oil routes and the threat of ash. Babylon never really left. It just changed its branding. And around the throne, the voices gathered. Hawks, markets, men in suits, speaking of necessity and collateral damage, as though children were abstractions. And day and night, they did not cease saying, holy is strength, holy is retaliation, holy is the one who promises to make them fear us. But then, the vision shifts. Beyond the noise, beyond the headlines, beyond the old men playing God with the world. A throne, the real one, and in the right hand of the one who sits there, a scroll, history sealed, the grief of nations sealed, the tears of Gaza, the fear of Tehran, the dead of Kyiv, the lads in Leeds lost to addiction and despair. All of it held, and no emperor can open it. No president, no general, no man with gold towers and a mouth full of threats. And I wept, because this is the sorrow of our age. So much noise, so little wisdom, so much power, so little mercy. And then the voice, do not weep, look. And I turned, expecting to find a lion, something triumphant, something that looked like the world's idea of power, But at the centre of the throne there stood a lamb as though slain. And that is the judgment. Not only on Trump, but on every empire, on every throne that feeds on fear. On every piece there is only another name for domination. At the centre of things is not the beast, not the swear word, not the missile, not the strong man, but wounded love, scarred mercy, and the lamb still standing, still walking in the streets of this wounded world, still found among the battered and the bruised, in hospital corridors, hostels, alleyways, bomb sites and church porches, still opening the future with pierced hands, and all the thrones of men begin to look what they are. Dust, pretending to be eternal.